We have the new moon at 1 degree of Aquarius happening on January 21st at 12:43 p.m. Pacific, which is 3:43 p.m. Eastern. Check your local time to see when this lunation is occurring for you. We're now at our second lunar event for the year and our first new moon of 2023. And energetically, this new moon has a bit of a kick to it. It has 3 Aquarian events happening to it. Well, it counts within the 3 Aquarian events that is occurring. In a 3-day span, we had the sun going into Aquarius on the 21st. We had this new moon in Aquarius, and Uranus is going direct the next day. Uranus is the modern ruler for Aquarius, so its effects on this moon will be very potent. And of course, we need the sun in Aquarius in order to have a new moon in Aquarius, but for this event to be happening consecutively with the sun going in, this new moon, and Uranus going direct, and Uranus is the depositor for that sun and the moon, this is pretty incredible. Usually we have a little bit of spacing between these events, but for it to happen consecutively like this, it's pretty cool. And the vibes on the graph are pretty reflective of this interesting energy we have occurring. Solitude is occurring around the 21st all the way up until the 23rd. It's one of the highest energies on the graph. It is intersecting emotional sensitivity. Also, it's intersecting psychic energy along with mental and social. So of course, that obviously sounds contradictory when you have some family and friends energy, the social energy about that occurring while we have a high amount of solitude energy. Sometimes these things happen because we have some conflicting energies going on. There are some harmonious alignments that we have going on at this time, but there's also some conflicting alignments. There's also some hard and difficult alignments that are occurring during this new moon. So there can be moments where you need time to yourself. And when I see these intersecting each other like that, you may not have time to be by yourself. You may have to interact with people. And sometimes in life, even if we want our alone time and our space, sometimes we have to deal with other people. The fact that that's intersecting that psychic energy as well, you could feel like a sponge that day. You could feel like you're picking up on other people's emotions, which could cause you to want some space from other people because it sucks picking up on other people's vibes. And when that happens, it tends to make us extra sensitive than normal. It tends to make us feel edgier than normal. And sometimes it's just because you're introspective and you may not have a lot to say to other people. And with that psychic energy, we could end up experiencing prophetic dreams within this, or experiencing a ton of intuitive downloads on that day. But now that we're in fresh lunar energy, we get the opportunity to think about what we'd like to incorporate within this sign. New moons are about taking the positive attributes of a sign and adopting those qualities. So we get to pick one or as many of the themes that we'd like and build something in our life according to those principles. That way, by the time we get to the full moon in Aquarius, which happens around August 1st of 2023, we can integrate those favorable attributes into our lives. Aquarius is about moving past our ingrained habits, so that way we get out of our comfort zone. It's about shaking things up in our lives. It's about connecting with our inventive side. It's about revolutionizing our lives. And it's about breaking through what seemed unsolvable. Because Aquarius is about major updates, is this a point in time where you're wanting to upgrade circumstances in your life? Is this a point in time where you're wanting to level up somewhere in your life? Aquarius is about taking the foundation that we've already created and making it better. So think about the things in your life that need the leveling up. Think about the things in your life that might be solid right now, but they could be better. You're taking the attitude that there's always room for improvement. So whether this be your work goals, whether this be body goals, whether this be your living situation, your romantic relationships, your friendships, especially in Aquarius, we definitely deal with friendships within this energy. These are some of the areas in your life that you might be looking to upgrade. Because right now they may be okay, but there still needs to be some sort of progress within all of these situations. Since I brought up platonic relationships, is this a period where you're wanting to connect with like-minded people? Aquarius enunciates the need to find your own tribe. So this could be a period where you're wanting to work on that. This could be a period where you're wanting to start something so that way you're meeting these types of people. You're putting yourself in positions where you can connect with people who are on the same wavelength as you. And of course, because this is Aquarius, this could be through groups, this could be through some sort of membership, this could be on social media, this could be in-person events, joining a club or going to a convention where people have the same interests as you. So you could be ready to shake things up in terms of your social interactions because you're ready to meet your tribe of people. And with this, is this a period where you're wanting to become more open-minded? Aquarius has a lot to do with accepting things that are different. So this could be a period where you're wanting to work on that. Sometimes people who feel more closed-minded or closed off to certain things, it doesn't mean that you have to be entirely closed-minded, but if you've been closed off to things, sometimes people get tired of being closed off in that sort of way. So this could be a period where you're wanting to open your mind up to so many different types of people, different types of experiences. This could be genres of music or certain interests that you might have, activities you might do, and even when it comes down to your dating life, this may be a time where you're wanting to be more open-minded rather than going after the same types that you've usually gone after. But overall, this could be a period where you're looking to embrace the new. And speaking of which, have you came to a conclusion that you no longer want to live a traditional life and you're ready to do things on your own terms? Aquarius is about individuality and doing our own thing unapologetically, and this could have so many forms to it. There are a lot of times where people, they feel as though they have to live status quo lives. They feel as though they have to go by tradition because of family circumstances. A lot of the time it has more to do with family than anything else, or societal pressures and things like that. But this could be a time where you're wanting to build your life on your own terms and not do things as they've always been done. And it doesn't mean you have to go completely off the beaten path, but non-traditional can be not having a regular 9 to 5 weekends off schedule. So in other words, it could be a time period where you're looking to become more of a freelancer and do your own thing in terms of having your own business or being an independent contractor because you're sick of having a boss over your shoulder in that traditional work setting, because working in an orthodox fashion is just not for you. This could be living a non-traditional lifestyle in terms of your social setting, in terms of your routine, in terms of your diet. And again, that doesn't have to be radical and too crazy, although it can get radical and crazy in Aquarius. Overall, it's about adopting a life on your own terms and embracing your offbeat side. Because Aquarius is a detached sign when it comes down to emotions, is this a period where you're wanting to become more like that? Or is this a period where you're wanting to let go of unnecessary emotions that hinder you? Of course, there always has to be balance, but one of the beautiful things with Aquarius is you're able to detach yourself in a way where you can look at everything more objectively. We take our emotions out the equation, we take our beliefs out the equation, so that way we can do what's necessary to level up in our lives and feel like we're balanced and we have control over our emotional state. So in this, you focus on healthy detachment and you place your energy on the things that you can control rather than the things that are out of control or you just have no control of. You don't take responsibility on things or people that have nothing to do with you. You set realistic expectations rather than anything that gives you instant gratification or validates you immediately. And with this detached energy, we learn not to react to things emotionally. We learn to take a step back, see the situation for what it is, and then respond appropriately when necessary, if necessary. And we're able to do this easily because Aquarius is about being more cerebral rather than connected to your emotions and your heart. And of course, obviously, that has to be balanced. You don't want to take it too far where you're completely detached from your emotions. But in Aquarius energy, we use a lot of logic and rely on our reasoning skills in order to get through situations and solve complex problems. And speaking of which, is this a period where you're wanting to connect more with your intellectual side? Are you wanting to bring in or incorporate new techniques to raise your IQ? Aquarius is another one of those signs where we connect with our higher mind. So this could be a period of wanting to raise your understanding of how the world works, how certain subjects work. This could be about opening up new neural pathways so your brain dexterity is more robust, because this is about strengthening the mind so you stay mentally sharp. And easily absorb Aquarian topics like astrology, things to do with technology, things to do with science, and other complex subjects governed by this sign. Aquarius is a sign about progress, so here's to having major breakthroughs in our lives so we can bust out of ruts and move forward from the things that hold us back. Let's look at the transits and see what we can expect from this lunation. As a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. And if you'd like to support the work of this channel, you could do so by buying me a fresh cup of coffee. There's a link in the description box below. So even though we don't have a ton of alignments occurring, this is still an action-packed moon just based off of everything that's occurring Aquarian energy-wise and also some of the transits that are happening. Saturn and Uranus are the chart rulers for this moon. Saturn being the ancient ruler, Uranus being the modern ruler. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know I use both when we have these signs that have dual rulership, like Aquarius that has 2 planets that rule it. And interestingly, over the last couple of years, this is the first time I am reading anything to do with an Aquarius lunation that doesn't involve Saturn square Uranus. These celestial bodies are finally off that square, so we're free of all the bullshit that kind of came with that alignment. However, the ancient ruler Saturn is connected to one of the outer planets. It is in a semi-sextile with Neptune currently, and this has a lot to do with the reality of setting boundaries. It's also about letting go of outdated beliefs that have restricted us, so this could be a period where you're starting fresh. Again, like I was saying earlier when we were looking at the themes, sometimes we're closed off to things because of our belief systems, and this could be a period where you're ready to let go of that because it's been holding you back. This is about breaking free from unrealistic things and letting go of self-imposed restrictions. So this transit helps helps us get back in alignment, so that way we prepare ourselves for a new phase, a better phase in our lives that will help us restore faith back in ourselves and create stability in our lives in a realistic manner. The day after this new moon, Uranus, the modern ruler, is going direct and in a conjunction with the North Node. So this is great for a new start. This can give us the motivation we need to bust through ruts with Uranus going direct. Also, with Uranus being conjunct at the nodes, we will have the drive and stamina we need to let go of past things that hold us back in favor of progress and aligning ourselves with the things that help us level up. The moon and the sun are square at the nodes. So this is creating a T-square, and those things can be difficult because we can feel at a tug of war when it comes down to our emotions, making the changes that we need that's necessary, even though they may feel emotional. But it's about letting go of things that are stagnant in favor of something that's going to create more movement in your life. So this is about letting go of stale situations in order to have a life that's progressing. Luckily, we have an enthusiastic vibe during this lunation. This moon is going to make a trine to Mars while it's sextile to Jupiter, which will help us take action on the new journey we're trying to create in our lives. This will help in terms of getting curious about the possibilities, shooting our shot on opportunities we might have been afraid to take action on because maybe they were outside of our comfort zone, or maybe we felt like we were underqualified for them. But this helps us put ourselves out there so that way we're attracting lucky situations to ourselves. And sometimes with this type of alignment, luck tends to land in our lap. So yeah, overall, this is a fabulous Aquarius new moon. So even with the edgy vibes we have occurring during this lunation, I can't think of a better moon to start fresh and level up in your lives. The signs most affected by this event will be the fixed modality, which is Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, between 0 to 8 degrees of these placements. So if you have planets in these signs, you will feel this lunation more than others. Anyway, I hope you all have the best new moon in Aquarius ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.